Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show, where tonight I promise it will be anything but ordinary and boring. Because we've got all kinds of cool kids in here, starting with the coolest of all the little kids, Davey.
Yes! We're here, Merry Christmas. We're here.
I love it. I love it. We've got an amazing guest. So before we get to the amazing guest, we got to make some money. But I just want to let everyone on the 904 network know. This is the safe space to like Ringo Starr.
Oh, please.
If you like Ringo Starr, this is the show for you. Coming soon to this studio, I am going to find it, mainly because I'm going to task Amanda to get it done, a Ringo Starr and Barbara Bach poster from the movie Caveman. And if Pete doesn't like that, I don't know what to do with Pete.
Why would you want to get him even more riled up than he already is? His blood pressure. That's
I'm not here in the morning. Am I here in the morning? No. You're here in the morning. You deal with the morning. I'll just cause problems for the afternoon
we
show.
got Troy coming back first day tomorrow, so let's celebrate that. I'm excited to stop doing his work. So yeah, I'm ready.
Wait a minute. How long did that take? I mean, the entire time he was gone. 30 seconds?
No, we got to do Stoidum Stat. We got to do the question of the day. And then we've got to do, quick check of the weather. That's a lot.
You didn't grow a beard or put on a crazy hat while he was gone?
No, I tried to give some
Not
glamour.
in honor of him?
I wanted to spice it up a little bit for him. So,
I don't think you were on the network when I sat in with Pete as Troy.
No.
Troy was out of town. I wore a flannel shirt and the ugliest hat that I had.
You were on Stoidum?
I was on in the morning one time.
Oh my goodness.
I rarely make appearances that early in the morning, but I did do one just to spoof Troy.
We definitely have to get you on. That would be so fun one day.
It was a while ago because I was not in the...
It'd be a 2-hour special.
Yeah, once I start going.
The longest show of the network. Here we are.
Well, it's been the longest intro. All right, let's make some money. A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing. They have free estimates. They've been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years. They offer painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties up to 25 years. And A to Z offers shingle roofs with warranties up to 50 years. They also install tile roofing, cedar, shake shingles, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. You can go to their website to see photos and material descriptions of work they have recently done. Better yet, just call Chuck McCone and his staff, 904-669-8037, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.
Awesome. We've got a team at South State Bank. They are a group of bankers you can count on. Their approach to building long-term relationships with their customers is the best in the business. If you're looking for a banking relationship you can count on, check out South State Bank. They've got 3 locations to serve you in St. Augustine, State Road 312, State Road 16, or the beach. You can also find them online at southstatebank.com. They are a member FDIC.
And let's step into the world of support and healing with Epic Behavioral Healthcare. For over 50 years, Epic has been the beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched by substance use or mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is here to lend a helping hand. And a big shout out, thanks to everyone who participated in the Tanya Cook Foundation 3rd annual kickball tournament that happened over on December 7th. This was an incredible event. So many people showed up and showed out. It was awesome. And Epic's team got 2nd place, which was pretty awesome. So the foundation directs the funds raised towards suicide prevention. So they raised a lot, and it was an awesome community moment. If you don't know much about the Tanya Cook Foundation, I invite you to go out, and I'll put link in comments because that's an incredible organization, what they're doing from a friend that they lost many years ago. And that was an awesome kickball tournament over the weekend.
You were not on the Epic team.
I was in the Christmas parade, sir.
I know why they lost, because you were not on the Epic team.
No, right, exactly.
I've seen your kicks, Davey. There's something there amazing.
A giraffe can kick. Yes.
Yes. How was the Christmas parade?
Christmas parade was awesome. Obviously, we had a little bit of a rant this morning on Stoidum about the Christmas parade.
What set Pete off?
I gotta tell you, Pete's right here. There is a guy that was running the operation of it with a megaphone and was so anti. You were there.
I was there. Yes, I was
you remember this guy?
Yes,
so
I was
we
like,
let
I don't want to be
today.
that guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
I doubt we're gonna do Christmas parade next year because of how awful that was. Well, he looked at us and said, "If you don't move it out, then you're out of the parade." You say that to Pete Melfi? Can you imagine? So, but I showed up. I was great.
You were amazing. I can tell you, he was absolutely fabulous. We had all of my little Christian homeschool girls were just, Davey, we love you.
I showed up in a floor-length mink.
Yes.
It was cold that morning.
And his Santa hat had brooches.
See? My grandmother left me everything.
With brooches.
Anything but ordinary and mundane.
Exactly.
Not words described. All right. Hebert, Kresge and Associates, they're a full-service local CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top levels of service in the areas of tax compliance, planning for businesses, individuals, estates, and trusts. They can also do audits, reviews, and other accounting services. If you need a business valuation, forensic analysis, or litigation support, call Bill and Ken over at Hebert, Kresge and Associates. You can reach them at 904-460-0747 or online at HebertKresgeCPA.com. Great folks. I'm working with them on a charity organization. They're amazing.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. I'm just trying to get them to do all the work for free.
Oh, well, that's
They don't know that yet. They don't know that they're going to be a part of the charity, but they're doing a great job. They're doing wonderful. So did you find the caveman poster yet?
I found a couple of them. So
Awesome.
The poster itself is pretty anticlimactic. So I don't think that's the one you're looking for. That's that one.
No, you want the one with Barbara Bach and Ringo
so
Starr
I found
together.
This one.
Oh my goodness. We're
But
still
I think
here.
this one's probably the one that you're looking for.
Yeah, you got to have one with Barbara Bach. Yes.
Isn't that Barbara Bach? I feel like I see a lot of her.
I mean, what is that flannel? What is she wearing? It's horrible.
Fur.
It looks
It's
like
a fur bikini.
It looks like
It's
roadkill.
mink.
Looks
It's
like
mink left over from the Christmas parade.
Real.
It's 6 million BC. Thank you very much.
My favorite was the mink was all ripped up, and it was like it was a hot mess. Yeah, so it was not
You
glamorous.
couldn't tell it was ripped up.
It was
All right,
so-
we have a guest to get to, you kids.
All right, let's go.
Let's reel this back in.
Started.
I start a lot of things. I had to get this back in. All right, we have Dr. Stephanie Kinsey.
Yes.
Palencia Dental, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you for being a new sponsor of the show as well. We love that,
Absolutely.
and we love having you here.
Yeah.
So tell us about you and Palencia Dental. I mean, how did you get to St. Augustine?
Oh, how did I get that? Well, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And my husband sold his business and wanted to golf and fish for a few years. So down we came to check it out.
Fabulous.
And here we are 20 years later. All three children graduated, one from St. Augustine High School, two from Nice.
Nice.
And once they were in school, then I started doing some dentistry again. So full time. Yeah.
So what you did is you found a drinking village with a fishing problem.
Right.
Oh, yes.
You found a
Basically.
famous drinking village with a fishing problem.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
So why dental? Like, was that something that's been in your family, or is this something that
No.
just you were inspired
No,
by?
I'm an oddball.
yeah.
Yeah, just always.
Welcome to the club.
God bless.
You're
Fit
in
right
the
in.
right
Yeah, I
Yes.
fit right
Welcome
in.
home. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I always wanted to be a dentist. Usually somebody comes from a dental family. That's not me. I always say it had to do with the cartoon Rudolph and Hermes. I want to be, I want to be a dentist.
So good.
I know.
Yes.
He's amazing. I pulled teeth in first grade. When I was in third grade, my first grade teacher, sent over to class for me to help some little kid who, wouldn't eat because his tooth was loose. So it was meant to be.
Did you ever play the crocodile game where you have to like hit the teeth? You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah,
and then it would
yeah.
like crunch down?
No,
I'm getting
I
you
don't
this
have
for
it.
Christmas. Okay, this is perfect. Okay.
That's not a game on a construction site.
Oh, it's not.
It's just real
It's not a game. I know.
It's a different kind. It's like Frogger with crocodiles.
It is. But I love that I was going to ask you about the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because we had a fraternity brother that looked just like the dental kid.
Hermes.
And it was every year he'd be like, please tell me we're not watching this again. We're like, oh yeah.
Oh, it's
you are
so
the
good.
center of the living room when we're watching this. Yes. So much fun.
Yup, front and center.
So a lot of choices out there, obviously front and center. But what makes your care a little bit different? And what you know what I mean? Like everyone thinks dentists, ooh, pain, ooh.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
What do you
associations.
give to like
We get
make it
bad
different?
rap,
I know. Yeah, it does. It does.
People, all commercials, and they talk about a root canal. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my model is different in that I didn't really like the drill, fill, and bill, and that people just walking in, one out, you didn't get to know them, and I felt that their overall care was suffering, and so we take a comprehensive approach. With our first visit, we're taking photos and sitting in a room with two chairs and a big TV. We're not in a dental
That's
chair.
awesome. So it's not right
so,
away.
And because the other thing is dental fear is a real thing.
Yeah.
So people are overwhelmed by it. Can't pick up the phone. They're so afraid. Had a bad experience, whatever. And so we really try and provide for that and just make a comfortable environment. And if they decide that they don't want to stay with us, that's okay. Then we try and help find them something more of what they're looking for. So,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least you have the route or referral.
Yes,
to
absolutely.
do that out there.
And I love in your ad, you talk about creating it like a spa experience when you go and a more relaxing experience.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people. I was fortunate enough to have good dentists. My parents did not. St. Augustine had a dentist here that if you went in as a kid and you said, I have my tooth on the left side hurts, they pulled tooth on the right side. It was not a good. So they had there was a lot of trauma there.
Just tell them they got to go. This means left. Like that's the way to nothing mnemonic.
Is that so you come back the next week for the other side?
The other two, that's right. It was just a way of continuing. Look, I can make twice as much money off this kid if I do it wrong, right? And there's not another dentist in town, so here we go.
Yeah,
right.
No,
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
So why that kind of experience? What was your thoughts behind it?
So I mean, just everything about it. We don't want it to feel dental. When you walk in, the colors aren't stark. The counter's not stark. We're baking cookies, so it smells like that. We've got wine and beer in the cooler.
You give cookies?
Yes.
That's amazing. Wow, that was bad for you, right?
Talk about ensuring a repeat visit, right?
Job security. Hey, cookies are fine as long as you brush your teeth.
Right, yeah, and rinse.
Exactly. So and that goes back to that comfort and just setting people at ease and making them feel heard and not being a number or
Right.
True. Yeah, exactly. Like with Beetlejuice, they're like, shut
exactly.
I hate the sliding glass.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
isn't it the
we're
worst?
All people. Can I just talk? Like, it's okay if you're busy. You don't have to stare at me, but don't slam glass.
Well, that's why the glass is frosted now.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
But it still slams.
It does.
So, do you have Highlights magazine in the lobby? It's important to me. It's like my favorite thing. Is the seek and find. You know what I mean?
I love the seek and find, but I can make sure there's one there when you come.
Do they still make that? I wonder if they still make that.
I'm pretty sure they do.
My friends in Peru they have a subscription, so it makes it all the way to Peru.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
I don't even know what magazine you're talking about.
Are you kidding?
No, I don't know.
Oh my God,
if it's not Sports Illustrated,
Gen
I wasn't
Xer.
Oh my God.
Highlights deprived as a child. That's what it was.
Yeah, they have like a like they would like have this picture, and you have to find like where the cat is, and it was like this whole like montage.
Find the number of things that are wrong with
all
the
these
pictures.
quizzes.
Like it's an activity book to keep kids busy in waiting rooms.
So cool.
What about Ranger Rick? Did you get that?
I think
The Hardy Boys.
Sports Illustrated was a whole lot better.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
especially in February.
Yes. A different kind of activity.
There's another time that they deliver. I didn't know that was a year-round magazine. The things I'm learning today.
Me too. I just read it for the articles.
Of course you do.
Of course. So going back to patient care,
yes.
Can you talk a little bit about the different treatments you guys offer?
So pretty well rounded. We offer most of we offer the basics as well. But people seek me out usually for TMJ problems, migraines, popping, clicking of the joint. Some other things that people don't usually coordinate with that, vertigo sometimes.
Oh, wow. I didn't think that was connected either.
There's a whole realm of things that are connected to TMJ. And so a lot of times people will find me after they've been to the ENT, the neurologist, the internal medicine, whatever, looking for, or pain specialists, that kind of thing.
That was a very interesting moment on the body, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I got acupuncture, she took a picture of my tongue and like analyzed my tongue first. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot to say there.
Gateway
there's a
to
lot
the
of
body.
information there.
That's what the tongue said to her. There's a lot to say there.
Okay, Gene Simmons, I understand. Yeah. But honestly, there's a lot of nuances there. What's your stance on the whole fluoride movement? Are you pro? Are you con? Where are you there?
So the research has shown that fluoride has definitely benefited children for the last 50 years.
Okay.
Anything taken in excess is bad.
Yeah.
And, it was found through something that nobody would eat. And that's how it was discovered in the first place.
But you're not swallowing, you're spitting it.
Right. Yeah. Well, then topical application in an office definitely is very safe.
Right.
So it kind of goes in waves. People, it comes, people get excited about it. And we're trying to be a little more holistic now. I think that's part of the trend that things are going on. But I do, you can definitely tell the difference between a patient that brushes with a fluoride toothpaste and one that doesn't. Their gums are just not as healthy.
Girl, I did it.
And
I interviewed another dentist, and they were telling me all about how horrible and toxic it was for my body. And then guess what? Sure, and I went to this nice holistic toothpaste. 5 cavities. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was ridiculous. And so then I obviously went right back to fluoride.
And there are some that are better than others. You just have to be more careful with other things. I mean, if you grew up with it in your water, your teeth are pretty strong and pretty resilient. But it's just like anything. You know, the body has a breaking point, and everybody's is different. So,
right. True.
You know, somebody can drink a 6-pack of Coke a day and never get a cavity, and somebody else can look at one and get a cavity. So you know, it's not
basically
fair.
Eating a tree and bark all day, and that's still getting
That's not
cavities.
fair.
Yeah, I know.
I always kind of look at the fluoride argument. It's like, well, if you don't want to do fluoride, you really want to go holistic, we can do wooden teeth still too. We can still do wooden teeth. It's still an option.
George Levins, yes.
Yeah.
Right. No, here, bite down on this leather.
Yes, that's exactly that. No. You did mention TMJ. So what's like one of the most kind of weirdest things you've seen with the TMJ? Somebody coming in and you diagnose them and the cause of it. Because I know a lot of us have dealt with that. I've dealt with it at times in my life, and it's not a lot of fun to deal with that. So.
It's not. Well, usually it's somebody that all of a sudden can't close their mouth. You know, that's going to be what was going to be one of the unusual presentations
my whole life.
But sometimes they don't have any symptoms yet, and you just find something. I've seen a degenerated joint in a very young person just by doing routine checkup radiographs, which is why it's important to do radiographs, because you find things that you don't know they're there. Pain is not really a good indicator of a dental problem. A lot of, it's like cancer. It doesn't hurt till it's too bad.
Right.
So that's why you need to do some of these preventive measures to make sure that everything's healthy.
So are you more likely to get TMJ if you talk too much, or is it just something that, it's out of curiosity?
Proud talker.
Well, if you've been diagnosed, sometimes we suggest you talk less.
I love that. But you know what else I love is your work with the incredible Wildflower Clinic. I'd love to talk about your journey there.
For sure.
How did you get started with this incredible organization?
So when I moved to Florida, I had to relicense, and relicensing in Florida was kind of a big deal. I had to retake the National Boards Part 2, which is the written test you take in dental school.
Oh my goodness.
And then all the other stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was like, 3 extra steps even though I'd been practicing for a while. And in that process, I met this wonderful woman, Cammie, who was a hygienist that worked for one of the suppliers, and she introduced me to the Wildflower Clinic for after doing like a Kids in Need of Dentistry project down at Seaside Dental in St. Augustine.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And so from there, I just started volunteering, and I just think that's important. And then I've been grateful to be on the board for the past couple of years. And now we're going to be expanding, as we were just talking about. So that's even more exciting, because it's built. We're seeing twice as many dental patients as we did last year. So that's pretty incredible. And now the application or qualifications have expanded. So we're going to be able to see even more people, which is great. And it's just, it serves a wonderful purpose. And we have a wonderful program with domestic violence victims.
Yes.
And just to be able to do that. I used to do a charity party that helped raise, that I just, all the money just went to them.
That's awesome.
Before COVID. So
you really get the pulse of the community, because it is a philanthropic community. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's awesome that you're involved with them. They're just one of the gems in our community.
And I always like to point out that they're really well run. We make a dollar go so far.
100%,
I mean, so far. And and obviously donors and dental suppliers and things that help with that, grants is really how we're funded. So there's a lot of volunteer work that goes in there. It's not just.
Yeah, I had a conversation the other day. It was with the Kiwanis Club on Tuesday about Home Again, which I sit on their board, and was just telling them that we live in one of the richest counties in Florida. We have a county that doesn't fund health and human services a tremendous amount, right?
Right.
And the only reason that it works in St. Johns County is there's so many, and I could not name all of them. Wildflower is one of them. Nonprofits that stretch that dollar farther than anybody could, farther than any government agency could, and provide services that are just top notch. And people don't understand how many people that fall into those cracks. And all these different organizations step up and help them. And Wildflower is one of the most amazing ones in doing that. So I applaud you for your work and sitting on the board.
Thanks.
Yeah. And looking forward to the expansion over there.
Yeah, the expansion. So talk about that. What's that going to do? Is that going to put more stress on you too? Or are you going to expand your team? What is that looking like?
Yeah, that's the big part, because just like anything, finding employees is always the big part. So if we when we move to the new building, the medical part will go there, and then all of the original building will be allotted for dental.
Is there like a
And-
certain day just for dental? Like right now? Like what does that look like?
No, we have clinics almost every day. So
my
like a
goodness,
half
wow.
day. Sometimes it's a half day, sometimes a full day. And that's how much we've expanded, because it used to be 2 4-hour sessions a week, and then
Yeah.
it was 3-4 hours of sessions a week. And then we have a hygienist employed for teeth cleanings that's there most days, and then medical's running out of the other side, plus all of the outreach that they do with the bus that goes to Hastings and all, because it's St. Johns County. So
Yeah.
really services. And sometimes we get a bus for dental too, where we'll drive down to some of the other places and park at a church and
That's
see
amazing.
who
I
we can
love
see.
that. That's awesome. To show like really
Yeah.
true philanthropy.
Absolutely. And I love that you're partnering outside of just that location in West King,
Right.
so that you can, it's a big county.
It
so
is.
making sure you get to where the people need you. That's amazing.
I mean, I know a laundry list of hospitality. I mean, you come from hospitality too, Amanda. So like, I know so many people that have benefited from Wildflower and the dental option there. That's amazing.
Well, and not a knock on, I mean, we have a lot of new people that moved to St. Johns County, but if you live north of 210, you don't understand the Hastings community very well. You don't
True.
understand
right.
West Augustine. There's a huge gap in that of understanding and appreciating that, yeah, we do live in one of the richest counties, but we have some people that are impoverished and need a lot of help, and they don't have insurance and they can't get to a dentist. And if it wasn't for Wildflower Clinic, they wouldn't get help.
Right.
So.
And then they end up in the ER, and that stresses the medical community.
yeah.
And then, it's just, it affects so many different things.
Yeah. So going back to the dental practice, what kind of advancements are you seeing in the dental industry? Are we getting rid of the shepherd's hook? Because I'm kind of over that moment. You know what I mean? The tick, 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 tick. I'm over her. Like, she needs a new look.
A little scrapey.
I need a little new scraper.
Well, sadly, a few things still look the same as they always did.
Maybe for you, they're going to use sandpaper next time. No, just sandpaper.
That could be a nice exfoliant. See, I could understand that.
I do have a laser cavity detector, though.
Talk about
Yeah.
this.
So no, there's a lot of technology in dentistry, and lasers being one. So laser detection, and also with the radiographs, they've got some programs, AI, that they're using to
Cool.
help really find things when they're small. We've got everything's digital as far as that, so your exposure is less than walking to your car, pretty
True,
much.
yeah.
And I have like a 3D scanner because I place implants and want to look at the joint, and so.
Do you do in-house implants?
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's incredible. Because
Yeah.
that's rare, right? Normally you have to send out a referral. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a good portion of people that have to go to an office for this part, an office for this part, and an office for this part, and we
Yeah.
just do everything right there. So
That's awesome.
Very nice.
yeah, which people appreciate. They don't like to
Yeah.
have to travel around, but
For sure.
No, because not every place has cookies.
that's right.
And beer.
Or
And
wine.
beer.
She serves beer.
Beer and wine.
Beer and
What
wine.
kind of beer do you have?
Well, that depends. We had Stella for a while. and I
Hey,
think we
yeah,
had-
that's a good one. That's nice.
Well, it's winter. I feel like we need to go porter, maybe something a little heavier.
Yeah, maybe
Sam
yeah,
Adams, something like that.
Very nice. Look at this. Very good palate.
Yeah.
So Palencia, how is the Palencia community? Is it supportive to the dental practice? What kind of what's the pulse out there?
So, I mean, the change from when I moved there, and there was nothing, and people are like, you're in the middle of nowhere. It was
Yeah.
20 minutes to everything, no matter which direction you went, to now we have a Publix and, a Starbucks and a few duplicate things.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they have a great Mexican restaurant out there.
We-
The best sushi house over there too.
Yes, absolutely.
so good
Yeah,
over
so that's
there,
right
yeah.
next door. So
Yeah.
I can just
Nice.
That is fabulous. That is really good. Yeah, I do
Yep.
love their sushi over there.
easy access.
We always
so.
say it's Palencia sushi.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a good neighborhood magazine that really supports the neighborhood as a
Cool.
whole and tries to.
That elementary
to do
school's
that.
amazing.
The elementary
always,
school,
tried
yes.
and true. Yep.
I had 2 kids that went there, so
Awesome.
So good.
lots to be involved with.
What's the number one advice you give for patients? Like, people watch and say that this is the best thing you can do for dental care.
Go to the
Besides
dentist.
regular dental,
Go
I
to
mean,
the
yeah,
dentist.
go to the dentist.
Twice a year, right? You need
Right.
2 cleanings. One is with the X-ray, and one is just a cleaning.
No, you need to go 3 times once you're our
Let's
age.
get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 is better.
How does
Okay.
she know that you're
What?
over 30?
What?
All this is
Twice
giveaway.
a year?
Yeah.
But my insurance says
She
two.
won't on Thursday.
That's because they don't care for you.
Yes. Turns out.
Yeah, that's the thing. There is no such thing as dental insurance. There's just a dental benefit because it does,
So I was
it's
going to
just
ask you,
a little
do you
bit.
have like a membership or a benefit, something that for people?
So I have a membership.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and we we'll process and print out the claims for people so they can get reimbursed by whatever plan that they have. But it allows people to just make good choices for themselves and not be ruled by somebody that never walked into a dental school.
Yeah. So what do you do with that sticker shock? I mean, I've been there. Like I'm checking out the
yeah.
dentist.
Yeah,
and, like,
dentistry's
my
expensive.
heart goes to the floor sometimes.
Yeah.
What do
Brother, I got 3 kids and one of them just went to the orthodontist today.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord have
it's
mercy.
a lot.
I hear you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So like, how do you talk to patients with that may have some financial issues?
Sure. So financing, we've got a couple different third-party financing that you can do.
Great.
I always tell people, because they ask all the time, what's the best insurance to buy? And then we kind of educate them on that. The problem with it now is, and so in 1965, when insurance was invented for dentistry, they had $1,000 benefit. Guess what it is today?
Oh, 500?
1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's still the
1,500.
same.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
inflation-
But your costs haven't gone up at all.
No. Yeah. So that's one of those things. Third party financing, and I tell people, you're better off self insuring. So if you need something, if somebody else is buying dental insurance for you,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you?
Right.
Take it, but it's not going to cover what you need.
So talk
That's
to me
just
about
reality.
how you deal with kids. I mean, kid dentistry's got to be different than adult dentistry,
That's why
right?
the
It
beer's
is.
there. I'm just
Can you have a
kidding.
beer if you're not going in? That's
Just kidding.
So I have a fantastic pediatric office behind mine.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. And
okay.
so I usually see 12 and up.
Nice.
Though there are some young children with some airway and TMJ problems, and I'm happy to see them. I also will see kids who are in the family of people that I've been seeing. But
I was a
usually-
headgear kid for years.
I had that.
Yeah.
And that did nothing for me. I mean, I've always had the Sammy Davis Jr. extended cab here. So it's an underbite. And I always wanted to, you're laughing, but it's fine.
I'm just,
I am
laughing
good
at,
with
I'm
it.
just laughing at how colorful the headgear must have been. I'm just
It really
imagining the
was.
decorated
It
headgear.
was.
Did
You
you
know that
bedazzle?
I had bedazzled it and stickered it up. You know I wouldn't just have some beige
Yeah.
headgear on this face, please.
That's right.
But yeah, I remember that. Obviously, lots of advancements. With dentistry. You don't have to wear the hockey mask to bed anymore.
Yeah.
That was crazy with the rubber bands.
Oh,
Bang.
my word. Rubber
Oh, yeah,
bands.
you can shoot them across the class.
Yeah.
Right. What's your thoughts on Invisalign?
Invisalign, it has some great properties. It does not fix everything, though.
Right. Yes.
It's
I got
not
a
the
lot
end
of
all
queens
be
in my
all.
life that has not fixed everything.
Yeah.
And they have to wear this literally for the rest of their lives, basically.
Yeah.
So adults who do orthodontics in a traditional way or that way have to wear retainers forever.
Yeah.
At night, not all the time. There is some growth appliances that that we use for airway and things like that. That if you actually have bony growth that way, then they'll stay.
Mhm.
But I always tell adults, and that's how Invisalign was invented.
Yeah.
People didn't wear their retainer and their little teeth got crooked again. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, let me just do this little thing for you and it'll be great.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So
So I went through orthodontic care in my teens, and it wasn't well communicated that that retainer's forever. And so I thought I had graduated out of it when they stopped scheduling regular appointments, and that worked for me until
You
I
must be
got to my
done.
late 30s. And then
That's when it
turns
happens.
out your mouth changes when you're old.
Yeah.
And so my teeth were starting to hit, so I had to do Invisalign again. And now I've got retainers
right.
that I'm very good about wearing.
Do they glow in the dark?
No.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool if they did,
They
though?
would. Well, my question about the Invisalign retainers, I've had friends, they speculate that it increases cavities. Is it,
Oh, that's a good
is
question.
there more cavity occurrence with that kind of retainer as opposed to the more traditional wire retainer?
Well, there shouldn't be because you shouldn't be eating with them. So
Yeah.
you're not eating and drinking. And I mean, you only have cavities when you have sugar, of whatever, whether it was bread that broke down or whether it was true sugar. So I'm going to go with no.
Okay. So they're not cleaning their teeth properly before they put them back in. All right. It's very possible. Kids are like that.
Yeah.
Kids are like that for sure. And kids, that's why I know they do them for kids now, and I've done them with children, but you got to know your kid. You got to
Yeah.
know they're going to be compliant because you do not want to make that kind of investment and then have them not wear it.
Oh, it's an
'Cause
investment.
It only
is.
works if,
With
for sure.
4 kids at the orthodontist.
Well, it
I think I
takes-
paid off the car before I paid off the orthodontic payment.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
it
I
was
said, I'm just starting a third kid right now.
God
I
bless.
just made my first payment. But yeah, it's a commitment that to do Invisalign because you have that element of free will in it, and people
Right.
are people are weak and they are sinful.
That's
And
right.
if you
Here
can
we
take
go.
it out, then you can take it out. And
It's
so,
interesting. So when I
yeah.
first started doing it, people would lose weight. They'd lose 5 pounds because they didn't want.
Sign me up. I'm ready.
Because they didn't want to take it out to have their
have to
snack
brush
and
their
then have
teeth
to
again, yeah.
exactly and
I've
like
got
that's
1
too much
week
of a
left.
hassle.
Come on, hurry up. Let's do it.
Yeah, you have one in
See
the
you
car
tomorrow
because
at 2.
Davey will wear it on.
Yeah, whole way. Yeah.
One size fits all. There we go.
Now, I did hear from a little birdie that you are also a big singer, right? Are you in a choir in St. Augustine Choir?
I am in a choir with Village Church.
Oh, that's amazing. So
Yes.
cool. So have you always had a passion for music?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Who's inspired you in your career?
For music?
Yeah, like who's some of your favorites?
Ringo
Oh,
Starr. Ringo
yeah, right.
Starr's the answer. Ringo Starr is the answer.
Of course,
We're just throwing that out there at you. Ringo Starr is the
She
answer.
literally could have slammed down the shot, and you went. Let me do it for you, Dr. Kinsey.
She was hesitating. I didn't want to get another answer out.
Oh no, Prince. We talked about Prince earlier. I love Prince.
good.
You know,
Prince,
Madonna.
that is the best answer ever on this network is Prince.
Prince.
Well, I heard there's a dental story with Freddie Mercury that he wouldn't do anything about his teeth because he didn't want to change the phonal quality of his voice.
Oh wow!
So he was afraid.
Same
it was
thing with
gonna,
Barbara Streisand and her nose. She wouldn't touch it. Yeah.
Well, probably the same thing. Yeah.
All right, I got to disagree with that one. He's from Britain. I don't think they have dentists over there.
They do.
I'm pretty sure
They're
they
just
don't.
that guy from
News.
Austin Powers told me they did not have dentists over there.
behave.
Just because they add sugar to their toothpaste, it's okay.
That's what government healthcare will get you.
Those kind of teeth.
It's British dentistry. That's right.
Yes.
So, what do you have to say to a budding dentist out there? Maybe somebody that's in high school that because they do
Major-
listen to Mr. Davis's show often.
Sure.
But yeah, what would you say, like, as a little piece of inspiration about your journey and to inspire somebody else?
So, well, I think dentistry is great. I love it, and you know, this last week I was able to give somebody their teeth and a smile, and to see the transformation and just the self confidence come back and the new lease on life. So that's so rewarding and gratifying. When people talk to me about dentistry, I tell them to major in business. Because they don't teach you that in dental school.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, especially with the DSOs and things that are going on, you really need to know managing people, that all those little things that
Yeah.
most dentist people are little science geeks, right? So
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so
that's my little tidbit of knowledge for if you're going to go into that. But it's still a good profession. Still a good profession. So
What was the hardest part of studying to become a dentist? I mean, what part of the process was the hardest? You said, man, I really want to get out of this phase of it.
halitosis.
organic chemistry.
Organic chemistry. Oh, yeah.
Now,
None of
in dental school, it's really intense. The second year, you've got all these labs. You're trying to start C++. You're still doing the book work, and it's things you've never done before. I didn't drill little characters out of wood when I was a kid. I had a kid in front of me who had amazing skills with his hands, and he was like, "Didn't you carve soap as a kid?" I'm like, "What? What kind of childhood did you have?" Right?
That was
I would have moved to another desk. I would not have sat next to him again.
He's in front of me. I was like,
She sat next to Grandpa Time.
That's also Troy Blevins. Okay.
Well, and I think your answer a minute ago was spot on about the business classes and those things. I'm in construction, and we have some really great tradespeople. They know how to do the plumbing, they know how to do the electrical, they know how to do the HVAC. They know how to do that, but they don't have the business side of it. And that's the part as you're growing and starting your own business, that if you don't have that, you really struggle with that.
Yeah,
and,
it can make or break you.
It can
too.
make or break you in a hurry, because if you're not watching those numbers and you're not keeping an eye on what your expenses are, you can get in trouble in a hurry. So I think that's phenomenal advice to somebody coming up, because you spend so much time studying. I'm a dentist now and then. Okay,
Right.
you finally have an office.
Yeah.
And then you have
now what do you
all
do?
this other stuff that nobody told you
And
about.
do I make it an S corp or an LLC or what?
Right, yeah,
all
yeah.
of those little
Yeah.
things. And you get to pay taxes for the privilege of employing people.
Right.
Lots of taxes.
Talk about your team then. I'm sure your team supports you every single day.
Oh yeah,
What's
can't
your
do it without
like?
a team.
Yeah.
Got a great team. I've got a lot of experience in my office. So
Awesome.
got a hygienist originally from Panama who trained with a periodontist, so she's
Fantastic.
got exceptional skills, and then my assistants are wonderfully warm and comforting and talented. But that they're you guys know when you go to the dentist, you don't talk to the dentist, you talk to the person,
Yeah,
the
the
chair
hygienist.
side, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
chair
I mean,
side,
I know
right?
everything. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
It makes it comfortable. Make sure you got, that you understand what's going on, and
Well, all
so-
hygienists have their own technique, right?
for sure.
Like some are a little bit harder than others, and some are a little bit. So how do you
Right.
kind of gauge that per client?
So, well, yeah, that's communication.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who likes it hard and who likes it rough?
Well, thorough. You want to make sure you're clean.
Yeah, true.
Some people are more concerned about them, feeling discomfort than getting the job done. So
Right,
there's,
right, exactly.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line, and that's where somebody experienced comes in.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of people and worked with a lot of people, and people have to tell you too.
Mhm.
Hey,
Bobby
We do
has a
have-
great
yeah,
question.
we have a
you
question
go.
from
You
the
go with Bobby's
audience.
question.
all right.
Bobby wants to know if you or any of your hygienists have ever suffered a hand or finger injury from
Great
treating a
question.
patient.
That's a
Yes.
great question.
I have been bitten. Not frequently, but it's a job hazard.
Okay, now I see what he's getting
Your
at. I was
nails are
thinking,
amazing. Don't let people
These are,
bite them.
these are my Christmas nails.
Yes,
They're so
that's
bad.
right.
Yeah, I've been eyeing them the whole time.
I'm like, oh my God, they're a little green, but
Yeah.
but
No,
they're
look
still
off.
the season.
They're
So
good.
pretty. Yeah.
So that's funny. What about laughing gas? Is that still around?
I think
these
it's
days?
great.
Is it?
It only works if you breathe through your nose.
Yeah.
Little fact.
Interesting.
Yes. So people who are nervous and breathe through their mouths, it's not going to help.
I wonder if that's what some people are missing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Interesting.
I
Yeah,
went
but
to
it's a
concert.
wonderful
I didn't know
adjunct.
why all these 20-year-old dudes had balloons. And my friend didn't know either.
It was a
He was
birthday party.
pre-med and very straight-laced. And so he starts popping these balloons that these 20-year-old guys have. And he almost got beat up by
yes.
very upset Dave Matthews Band fans who
Oh,
had paid $20
yes.
for their
Good
nitrous
gracious,
oxide
Dave.
balloons.
Is Dave Matthews even an artist? Does he even count?
How dare you, sir?
He's no Ringo Starr, I'll tell you that.
He's
He is maybe in the modern era. Yeah, I'd rather listen to Dave. I've been to so many Dave Matthews concerts. Oh my goodness!
All I
Everybody
have to
turns
say-
into a giant Oriental rug. I mean, yeah, you see the lights and everything.
Oh, my word.
Come see me now.
Definitely sucking that nitrous with their mouth. So maybe they weren't getting their benefit.
Why would you do that at a Dave concert, though? Right? I mean, I would see that at a rave.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
It was interesting. Hartford, Connecticut. What can I say?
Yeah, many blessings. Anything north of 210. Just kidding.
So, have you done any mission trips overseas, dental work overseas with doctors that travel?
I've always wanted to do that. I've done them more locally. So,
Okay.
yeah.
We might be able to help you with that.
Awesome.
We have a lot of people that come
you
in
like to
that go
surf?
overseas. Yeah, if you like to go surfing, we can take you.
Can you
They're-
teach
they're-
me to surf?
Yes, we can. That we can teach you to do.
Yeah, I had one set up when I lived in Colorado, and because one of my patients was a American airline pilot, and so he was going to donate the thing there, and
Oh, nice. Yeah.
yeah, so I look forward to doing that for sure.
Yeah, we have a group. One of the local dentists, Bert Tavry, goes with.
Yeah.
The great thing about it is the guy Todd Bourgeois, who is a PT who organizes it, could be Matthew McConaughey's lookalike,
Oh.
and he sounds.
I mean,
just
I
like
could just go and watch,
Oh.
right?
we raise money for them just by making people give money until they get to a certain dollar amount, and then he'll say the Matthew
I
McConaughey.
hope
Say
he has
things.
deodorant.
Yeah.
He does use deodorant.
Good.
It's very pleasant to be around. I
That's
can
wonderful
tell you.
then.
Bobby has another question. Difference between dental hygienist and dental assistant.
Well, that's a good question, Bobby.
Sure.
Great.
So
Wow.
a dental hygienist is a registered license, and they attend a 2-year program, and it depends on the state as to what level that is. An assistant can have on-the-job training. They also can get. They can also go through one of the, like Kaiser or FNDC. They have some programs as well.
Okay.
But yeah, the dental hygienist is licensed.
Nice.
So.
Very good.
That is awesome. Any big plans for the new year in the dental practice? I mean, anything new that you're adding? Equipment, staff?
A hot tub. No, I'm just kidding.
Finally!
Wouldn't that be great? You go to like a spa day, like
We
real
need-
spa, like
We need her to partner with Kinsey and do the head spa while you're getting your teeth.
That would
and
be
your hair,
great. Do the
whole thing.
halo, yeah.
I do have a friend that does like the paraffin wax treatment
Yeah?
when people come
Nice.
in,
Oh,
and that kind of
smart.
thing. Yeah, no, could be doing no. Actually, I'm looking to probably add another provider in there at least a couple days a week so that we can expand. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
That is awesome. And I would imagine that with the growth of Palencia, you've seen a lot of growth.
I've seen a lot of growth.
Yes. I mean, you mentioned earlier you were the kind of first one out there, and there wasn't a lot of people. And everybody thinks you're living in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
The next thing that happens is you're living in the middle of somewhere, and then you're living in the middle of everywhere, right? I mean, there's just people. But I think that that's phenomenal for a practice like yours.
Yeah, I mean, I love the growth of St. Johns County.
Yeah.
But I have people that travel. Like we had somebody call and consult from Thomasville, Georgia today, and they're coming down next week. So
Yeah, Georgia doesn't have dentists. People don't know that.
Well,
But if
good
you look at the
ones.
Georgia fans, I mean, if you go in and see them, Andy, I hope Andy's not watching.
Andy, he didn't mean it, Andy.
Guess who's getting mushrooms in his
Oh,
omelet?
yeah, mushrooms coming in the omelet this week at the diner. I'm in trouble.
Andy owns 2 diners in town, so he'll
Yum.
like stick some
He's
mushrooms.
a huge
yeah.
Georgia fan.
Yeah.
Huge.
I'm so sorry.
So
Yeah.
to get him back, he'll stick some mushrooms in
Yes,
his sandwich, and
yeah.
he doesn't like mushrooms.
Yeah, the waitresses all know I hate mushrooms. And so anytime I order an omelet, they're like, okay, extra mushrooms in the omelet? I'm like, yeah. Okay.
So good for you. The cordyceps, very healthy.
I can't do fungus.
Oh, you two belong on the
I know.
evening news together.
You're missing so much.
What's the worst food that you see people eat dentistry-wise? And
Don't
drink?
say raisins, I'll cry.
Say raisins. Say raisins.
Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mountain Domes.
Soda
yeah.
in general, or
Yeah. And energy drinks.
So
Yeah.
what
It's,
happens
it's the
there?
hidden sugar. Same thing, with Gatorade. I'm like, Gatorade was designed for college football players.
For intense athletes.
Not for 6-year-olds playing soccer.
Right, 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 yeah.
also not gamers sitting on the couch.
Especially not
yeah.
gamers
Yeah.
sitting on the couch. Yeah, no, the high sugar acid content in those things is brutal. So that's always the first question I ask. If somebody's got a lot of decay, I'm like, what's your favorite drink?
Yeah.
Because
Mountain Dew Code Red.
right.
Oh man, Code Red. That's another
Even
level.
worse.
So then talk about because some people it's inevitable. Some people are going to have a Coke. Some people are going to have a
Absolutely.
Mountain Dew. What's a good way of preventative care? If I'm going to have that, do I rinse out right away? What should I do?
So a couple things. You don't want to get the 32-ounce big gulp and sip it all day.
What you talking about?
You want to.
Did you see her mug?
I will have you know,
I
this
assume
is
that was water.
unsweet tea. Unsweet tea.
Unsweet. We're
There
going to
we
get
go.
to that next. Okay, there's standing
That's on the
involved.
list.
That's why there's a straw.
Yeah.
Standing.
So eating a piece of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It balances the pH in the mouth, so
Oh,
you know,
wow.
it brings up that acid level. So that's a helpful thing if you can't be
Okay.
brushing your teeth.
This isn't
But
Wisconsin
rinsing
propaganda.
I like
Could be,
that. I
could
like
be.
that.
That's a good call. But yes, rinsing your mouth, drinking it, and being done with it versus sipping on it all day, because then you're just constantly
Yeah. No, I love a soda water. Is that a
The carbonated?
ruse? No, what do you mean?
You just like carbonated soda, like
LaCroix,
vodka soda?
yeah, like
gotcha.
something like that with no sugar in it, just some carbonated water essentially.
Right.
Is that a ruse? Is there still hidden sugars in there
Yeah,
too?
you know, a lot of those have the aspartame and that kind of stuff in there, and I don't love any of that stuff.
Oh, really?
But I can't tell you the direct correlation. It's certainly less than just sugar on having a cavity.
So what does
tooth.
Dr. Kinsey have? Like, what is Dr. Kinsey drinking?
Vodka.
No, God bless. God bless.
Not supposed to tell anybody.
It just was right there. It was just right there. I'm sorry.
I like an old fashioned.
Yes. Yes.
I do drink a lot of water, and I'll have the
Electrolyte
occasional-
water or just regular spring water? Because you know there's these
water.
additives now in those. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You know?
It seems good.
Yeah,
you know,
seems good, right? Yeah.
It
I like
depends
smart
on the
water.
electrolyte.
The Kardashians drink
You
it.
got to watch out for the electrolytes.
Now that I
'cause-
would not put any ingredients into.
Love it.
No advice. The electrolytes you got to be careful of too. With everything else, right? You got to
Right.
read the back panel because
Right.
some of those have all of the junk that's in a sports drink or in energy drink,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you have to really be
Hidden.
careful. Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
other thing is there's 3 servings, so that
Yeah.
you actually are,
Right. That's the other. Nobody
Yeah.
ever reads how many servings there are in these bottles of joy over
So
there.
it
Yeah.
That's
sounds
right.
like you don't like sugar-free gum, or
Ooh.
you don't like artificial sweeteners. So sugar-free
don't.
gum is that like is
Well,
that a
so
scam?
xylitol is the big thing in dentistry as far as like a natural. So xylitol gum is supposed to be good.
Okay.
And they are using that stevia in some things.
I'm just thinking about what we grew up with, like Hubba Bubba,
I know.
and like, you know
Right?
what I
Juicy
mean?
fruit.
Like Big Chew, and you would pull
Yeah.
it.
Listen, that
Like-
was like 95% sugar.
Oh, it was
Oh, yeah.
so
It
good
was
back
the
then, you
good
guys,
sugar.
You
right?
could feel the grains
Rainbow.
in
Yes.
it.
How did
I get away with
you are
this?
much better off having just real sugar than
Yeah.
all the fake stuff.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of
You know,
agree.
Well, you hear about the FDA today. They're getting rid of, or they're looking at getting rid of the
Yellow
red
dye.
dye or whatever.
Yellow
Yeah,
dye.
red dye, whatever.
Cheetos are going to be white.
R&D Junior, baby.
I love it. Here we go. Here we go, beauty. But honestly, yeah, Cheetos will be right. They already do have a white Cheeto now. It's the Simply brand or whatever. Yes, that is my jam. I love a Cheeto moment.
Drinks. People say don't drink wine, don't drink coffee.
Why not?
For staining.
Yeah.
I mean,
for staining, sure.
Yeah, the staining. And I hear that all the time. Your comments and advice on that.
I mean, so brush your teeth.
Yeah. So what do you think about white strips?
So white strips work.
Okay.
They work better on younger teeth. They work better on teeth that have a yellow tone to them versus a gray tone to them. Okay. They do not have a prescription strength that you get in office whitening.
Okay. Do you guys offer that by chance?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And we even have like these cute little pens that you can use for stocking stuffers.
I've seen them. Yeah.
For
you
touch-up.
paint
So
it
if you
right on. Yeah.
So if you had the trays, it's a great touch-up thing. It's also good, and it's also safe for like teens. So and for what I noticed when my kids were on swim team is swimmers have yellow teeth.
Yeah.
And so I think it's something with the chlorine.
Must be.
So it's safe for younger humans to use.
Yeah.
Because normally you would not whiten your teeth until you were
25 years in the
or
pool,
something.
Yeah.
I can say when I was a swimmer, I drank about 13 Dr. Peppers a day because I was so sleepy. So that might have been a little
might have contributed to the problem.
I've seen light therapy for whitening teeth.
Good question.
Is that a gimmick? Is that real?
So you mean like Zoom versus or just like a laser therapy?
The mouth trays that have like red lights and blue lights for whitening. Is that a less harsh way to whiten your teeth?
Yeah. So the principle is that you don't have the product on your teeth as long so that they don't become as sensitive. And that's the side effect of whitening your teeth is sensitivity.
Okay.
Because it's opening the pores of the teeth. So that's how that works. But people do stain differently. Like some people can drink coffee and get no stains, and some people do, and that's kind of your pH. So you just have to know.
What about
those red things? I saw a new one late night. You could do your mouth in the morning and you could do your hair in the afternoon.
Same
one. Yes.
Right.
Same light.
I'm telling you. Absolutely.
Oh, the LED light that cures everything.
Wear the hat or whatever it is. Yeah.
They have like $300 baseball caps to help stimulate hair
growth.
follicles.
I just saw that. Yes, I just saw that in a Sharper Image yesterday. Oh, this brush.
It made it.
And I was like,
oh, of course it did. It's technology inexpensive.
The craze of the purple toothpaste? How it's supposed to be a whitener now. It's like, hey, smile, and it comes in a little thing, and it's after you brush your teeth, and you put this like purple.
Oh,
paste
so like
on.
the blue.
It's like a
I'm
coloring
a blonde,
paint.
so like we would use purple shampoo.
Yeah.
I mean, to clarify your hair. So on that same note, would that be the same with teeth?
I would think that that's the principle that they're going with, but I am not familiar with it, so I can't
I'm
speak
thinking
to it.
that you're not buying it here.
I'm
Good.
like,
Okay, you just saved me $32. Nice.
Aren't you glad you came in today?
Me too.
Yeah, you're gonna make some money. Look at you.
Good stuff. Awesome.
No, because we were like staining. I always heard people say, well, "I won't drink this and I won't drink that," but it doesn't. Except everybody's different,
right?
And then just
now,
brush your
if
teeth.
you're in the process of whitening your teeth, you don't want to have any of those things because it's just going to pick it up better, and it kind of defeats
because the pores are open on the tooth.
Yeah,
so,
exactly, exactly. But you know how to commit to it to life. And I know people who like drink wine through a straw, which sounds dreadful.
Sounds dreadful, yeah.
How can you enjoy it?
Well, I've heard that drinking staining liquids through a straw, it kind of bypasses the teeth and it goes straight to the throat, so you're less likely to stain. So, I mean,
that's the theory.
real? Okay.
That is a theory. I mean, you see a lot of, like backstage at like Hollywood stuff, and they have a can of Diet Coke with a straw or something. Yeah. Interesting.
Diet Coke.
That's not true.
It's not a drink.
I don't know when the last time I actually had an actual like soda. Like I can't even think.
I know when I did.
Was it a Dr. Pepper?
I was in Peru. No, I quit Dr. Pepper when my husband quit smoking. That was
That's
we're
a great
quitting
deal.
something pack.
Good for you.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Because legit, it was at least a 12-pack a day. It was a bad habit. So then
Was that hard? Did you go through like withdrawal?
I had worse withdrawals with quitting Dr. Pepper than he did with smoking.
Really?
He had almost no withdrawals.
Almost
with
like you had to
smoking,
call the doctor of
and
Dr. Pepper.
I had, Dr. Pepper's gonna make me
There's
call
only
the
a few
doctor.
ingredients in the cigarette. There's 23, so you had to get rid of Dr. Pepper.
Baskin Robbins in a bottle, yeah.
Well, there's no sugar in cigarettes, but his thing was he had to break the fidgeting habit.
Yeah.
And that was his worst part of quitting, but I had to break like the sugar addiction, which was not fun.
Yeah.
I was a grumpy person for about 2 weeks. He still married me. We were engaged at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right
that's
before
impressive.
the wedding might not have been the time to quit.
Yeah, what a
No.
time.
Just saying.
Timing
we did
is
it
everything.
before the engagement, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, just before the
He
engagement.
wanted to see how it was going to work out.
Yeah, he wanted to see who I really was.
Let's see how you get.
So what would you say to a patient that's listening and watching us right now that may be on the fence about coming over to Palencia Dental and just to see something a little bit more extraordinary? What would you say to that family to give you a shot?
I think that you owe it to yourself for the education.
Cool.
You know, even if you decide not to come, you're gonna feel much more empowered about your dental health when you leave.
Yeah, more confident, right?
Yep.
And as opposed to being like a drive-through service, you actually
Right.
feel
Well,
what they're doing
and
is
you're gonna
purpose.
know
Yeah.
because you're gonna see and be able to ask questions.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Asking questions is important.
Absolutely. And there's no dumb questions. And that's
No,
what I
there's
love
not.
about life. That's the truth, you guys. They all know because that's why I'm on this network.
And the other thing, if you have problems, you should go deal with those problems.
Yes,
right?
sir,
So if
yeah.
you have something you think, hey, I haven't been to the dentist in a while, or I have some pain, which you're saying maybe already be an issue, you should go see a dentist.
absolutely.
It's funny how
And we have a great one right here.
we have a
Who has
great
beer
one.
and
Yeah.
cookies.
Totally trustworthy. I love talking to her. This is amazing. And I feel like as humans that we bottle up that shame of not having the best smile or the guilt of it, and we don't do anything other than like people start, hiding
Yeah.
their teeth
Oh.
when they're
People
talking.
stop smiling altogether.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And look at
Talk
one
like
visit
this.
can really transform your whole paradigm in life.
Yeah.
I think that's important to drive home for people. That confidence factor. Your shoulders will be back and the sun will be hitting you in a great way, right?
It's not just that, but they're starting to find real links with cardiac health and your dental health, correct?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
There's a
great.
lot of links to Alzheimer's, cardiac. So anybody who has heart issues should be in the to the dentist before they're having their procedures done,
Right,
and keeping up with it because that's
So what's the link with cardiac health?
so. The same plaque that is in the mouth kind of forms on the coronaries there, and same thing with diabetes. So that's a gum infection is an infection in the mouth, and diabetics have to take more insulin and that kind of thing. So once you get everything cleaned up, it makes a huge difference. Some people can really
In
lower
maintaining
medication and
Yeah.
mhm.
I had
Yeah.
somebody ask me out once and they had a lot of plaque in their teeth and I just ran.
Yeah.
Oh, I did too. I was like, you are so hot, but I'm not kissing that mouth.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
I wanted like here, have some
For sure.
act rinse or something. Which the rinses are important nowadays, right?
Well, I mean, rinses get in. So water pick is really a great thing. Nobody likes to floss, right?
I love it. It
And a
feels
water
so
pick is a
good.
really good thing. And the gums really. But you gotta tell everybody, don't look in the mirror while you're doing it, because otherwise your bathroom is a disaster.
I'm a shower flosser. I
Right.
love shower. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great alternative. But otherwise,
All
look
right,
down in the
Kramer.
I can be more aggressive in the shower. That's
Do you
why.
have dinner in there too, Kramer?
My shower is a wonderland. Yeah, it's the best music booth for flat enough key.
Oh my word,
The
you sound
tile it
amazing.
just bounces
What
right
are you
off.
singing?
It's
Taylor
awful.
Swift.
YMCA. He's singing YMCA.
Oh,
Hell
jeez,
yeah,
what a
CX
song.
or
Oh,
whatever,
yes,
yes.
you're right.
It's got to be Cher.
It's yeah, she's 78 years old. Her boyfriend's 35. God bless her.
Yeah.
Right?
That means mine's not
If you're
even born
single,
yet.
your boyfriend's not born yet.
Oh, good stuff. This was a great chat.
She had her third career by the time he was born.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
She's on her fourth
I'm
now.
not judging.
Brand new Christmas song released yesterday, Angels in the Snow. Angels in the Snow. I told you, when I get
I haven't
canned
heard
from
that
this
yet.
gig, I'm going to be a drag queen in Miami, so you can visit me down there. Oh,
Now performing on the weekend, Davey.
and Ron DeSantis. I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah.
would your drag name be Rhonda Santos?
Oh, gosh.
Good
It has been
stuff.
so much fun having you in here
Oh,
today.
yeah,
Thanks,
totally.
Ed.
It
Yeah.
has been absolutely awesome. And, sometimes we don't know how long someone will stay. You just were wonderful today and just really had,
Well,
we
I
had a lot of
appreciate
fun
it.
with
It
you
was a lot
being
of
in here.
fun.
And we learned an awful lot about Palencia Dental. Appreciate you being a sponsor. And thank you again.
Stop by, say hello.
Yeah.
Love
Yes.
to have you.
We're coming for cookies.
We're going
We're
for
going to
the-
do a field trip for cookies.
Cookies. I'm going for the wine.
I'll
You
be
can
the
dunk.
designated driver, because if you start drinking, Amanda's drinking.
Yes. Yeah, right.
Amanda's not going to let you drink alone.
We'll get Justin. He'll be our driver.
Should we all get a dental assessment together for a segment?
That would be fun.
There you go.
She's
Mike
like,
looks
wow,
so
you paid a
happy.
lot for that mouth.
I just want to know if we're taking
That
Troy with
Gen
us.
X
I
trauma.
just want to know if we're taking Troy with us.
Troy's first day.
There was no good dentist here. My mom would drive us to Palatka, so I had to think about it in the car for an hour home. And back in those days when they put fluoride on, it was like a death sentence if you ate anything before 60 minutes or whatever.
Right.
90 minutes, or this will all be wasted, kid.
Yeah.
And your parents are like,
Those
we
big old
saved
foam
for 3
trays in
weeks
your
to
mouth.
pay for this.
yeah.
Remember the
Like you
foam
were-
trays?
like you had rabies.
were
I remember they were like
terrible.
clay or something
Oh,
at
they
one
were
point.
terrible.
Oh, they were horrible. Yeah.
My mom had a dentist as a child, she and her sister, and he refused to use any anesthetic. And he would drill out their
father.
teeth with zero anesthetic. And they would tell their mom, like, this man is hurting us. And my grandmother was like, oh, he can't be that bad. And just kept taking them back over and over
That's
until
not
she
a dentist.
finally.
That's a sadist.
Exactly. He actually had to have been taking pleasure in hurting people because it wasn't until there was like a scandal that my grandmother was like, oh, you guys must have been telling the truth.
Wow.
She just thought nobody likes a dentist. So they were being dramatic.
I think that dentist got a bad when I was a kid. Like I
What
said,
happened
you had
there?
all
Yeah.
these stories, but I think there's a lot of great dental care now.
Yeah.
There is.
And I
It's
think
come a
it's
long
gotten
way.
so much better than what it was when when my parents were kids. You know, back in the 1800s. So yeah,
You and Troy.
The late 1900s.
Yeah, it has progressed. Lots
Yeah.
more comfortable and easier and things like that. So
Which is awesome.
and cookies.
and cookies.
And cookies.
Did we mention cookies?
Still with the shepherd's hook, though. Still had to have. Still had to have.
No, remember laser.
It's biblical.
It is. That's how I'm going to think of it now. Okay.
I'll,
It's a
I'll
baptism
come. I'll
fancy.
come for the assessment as long as there's a tray of shepherd's hooks. When you put Davey in the chair, that's all I want to see is a full tray. Davey, these are all for you.
So you think when they're working or cleaning on my mouth, you think that I'm quiet? Nope, I'm still talking the entire time.
Yeah.
And you guys understand a language that nobody else can get, right?
For sure.
And you're like, oh yeah, he likes the color yellow.
Yeah.
You know, you're coming, and they're going, we don't understand a thing he says.
Right.
But just keep smiling
Just
and
say
nodding
yes,
at
smiling,
him.
nodding.
He's so happy when you smile
We
and
love
nod
you
at
on
him.
the shows. Yeah.
They either understand or they're reacting to you the way you react to a toddler that's got toddler speak and you are getting like every third word. And you're like, that's amazing.
I feel like it's my
So
life
great.
every day on this network. I watch some of these shows. I'm like, what am I, dyslexic? I'm saying things like I'm using the sentence in the middle. Oh, that mess. Yeah. But good stuff. So thank you
Yes,
so much for
thank you.
showing up.
Thanks
and
for
showing
having
out.
me.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Very special.
All right. I will be out tomorrow because I have the Veterans Council,
Ooh.
the Veterans Village, Home Again Veterans
Okay,
Village, where we have
good one. Yeah.
18 veterans house that were homeless. Florida Power and Light has selected them. They're doing a tree lighting ceremony. They're coming in at 2:00. Big deal. Another kind of really good announcement that's going to go on there. I can't tell you about, but I'll tell you about on Thursday.
All
So
right.
you and Levi are going to be in here tomorrow,
Yes.
holding down the fort.
Awesome.
And then Davey will. What is that show that's on in the middle of the day?
It's called.
I hear it's slightly highly rated,
It's
but
an
I'm just.
amazing show that we celebrate every day called Stoyed Up. Yeah.
Davey will be back in the morning, relieved of all of Troy's duties.
Oh, thank goodness
It
Troy's
sounds
back.
worse than what it was.
I don't know. Troy Duty sounds pretty messy.
Yeah, I don't know. You
Oh, I
wouldn't do
know.
that, yeah.
But we're happy that he's still around.
Happy that he's back.
Yeah.
I can't believe I called ahead and told him to do the full search when he
I
came in
know.
the country.
Customs let him back in the country.
Yes.
What is that?
I
Yes.
can't believe it. Like, we didn't hear anything from Troy this round. We talked about this
Yeah.
this morning, too. And luckily, he is okay. He did
Yeah.
heart one of my messages earlier today. So, yeah.
I'm really
Rebecca
disappointed.
had some very like
Beautiful.
out of context pictures
Yeah.
in Barcelona, and I was like, "Oh, I guess Troy's in Barcelona."
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, you didn't
They
know
were
this?
No,
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was out of the country when he
Oh,
left,
duh,
and so
David.
I didn't
Yeah,
know where
okay.
he was.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, where in the world is Troy Blevins?
Yep.
And
Barcelona.
Suddenly, Maeve's in Barcelona, so Troy's got to be there too.
I
Yep.
only answer a few of his texts every week, so I had no idea where he was either.
Typical. This whole network. That's awesome. That's why Amanda and I have each other.
Yes,
Thank you.
We
Yeah.
love each other so much because we answer each
I,
other.
I love it when there's a group text and I'm in a meeting and there's like 17 buzzes on my watch and my phone and I'm like, that's Davey and Amanda. I just know it's Davey and Amanda. And I
We
know it's
keep
about
you
something
relevant.
that, yes.
That's true.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Dr. Kinsey, thank you so much. Good luck with your practice.
So
and again,
special.
thank you for all your volunteering at Wildflower Clinic. Amazing. This is the Mike Davis Show, St. Augustine this evening, and we will be back tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you all.